encourage and support innovation through guidance, mentorship, and support. It's our honor to welcome our eminent speaker for iTalk, Mr. Archit Ojha. He is an alumnus of NIT Raipur 2016 BTech of Biomedical Engineering. He was in Harvard's Young Scientist Development Program and was the recipient of Harvard's Aspire Scholarship in Boston. He has featured in a couple of Google Maps advertisement videos after being a part of its Google Connect Live program in Mountain View, California, through which he is putting Chhattisgarh on the world map quite literally. She startup Million Minds was one of the NIT Raipur Valiant startup, which was founded by him in his first year on campus. It is currently pursuing a PhD in the field of neuroscience, where he opened up rat brains to understand stress-based memories. We welcome you,
हिंदी
sir.
वर्ड बोल दिया.
Yes, sir. Sorry. I would request our honorable speaker to please address us all. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Archit. I was in the batch of 2012 to 2016 of NIT Raipur, and I come from biomedical engineering. I got that by force, not by choice. So I was also one of those people who wanted to slide away to a better branch. Also, just to give a little bit background as to what I did before NIT was I come from Holy Cross Kappa, which is a school here in Raipur, and I was very lucky to be selected for an international student exchange program back when I was 13 years old. So I went to Germany for that, and that gave me a lot of insight into how the world works, and I came back as a different person. Uh, that made me realize that the world is much bigger than what we think, and it's very, very, very important that we go out there and explore what else is there. So I was a good student, but I won't say that I was like the topper always. But I began early, and I will come back to this point of beginning things early. I took a 1 year drop, went to Kota, not one of the greatest years of my life, but in first year of NIT Raipur, I came and I saw that everybody just talks about marks, everybody talks about sliding. Even I was one of those guys who wanted to slide away from biomedical engineering because I thought that, hey, I love computer science and I would want to do something good in computer science. And I was not able to because I got a couple of backs in engineering graphics. Anybody who has shared the pain with me, I would love to be in very good friends with you. किसी का भी बैक लगा हो बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग में engineering drawing mein, so just like send that text to me. I will love to be best buddies with you. So I gave it not once, not twice, but I have to give it 3 times to clear my engineering drawing, and also I had a back in like what M2. So I unfortunately could not change my branch, and believe me, that is one of the best things that ever happened to me. Not at that time, I was very sad at that time, but that is one of the best things that ever happened to me. What I did after that was, all right, I can't do anything about it, I am stuck with this branch, why not just like study it? So when I was in first year, I started this company called Million Minds. It was a print company, and we would make a lot of magazines, and we would share those magazines, print those magazines, and distribute those magazines. What we ended up doing was, first we took the license, and then we decided, okay, now we have got the license, how do we market this? So we did all of that, and I remember going to everybody in NIT Raipur, all the professors in all departments, and I told them that, hey, this is a new product that I'm working on, and I would love to have your feedback on it. And not a single professor told me that you should study, focus on studies, and not all of this stupid stuff. Not a single person. So I will tell you that NIT Raipur, and that is the reason I'm very, very thankful to NIT Raipur, that everybody encouraged me. And even after I got a couple of backs, nobody said to me that, or kar lo, entrepreneurship, uh, focus on studies. Nobody said that. Everybody said that, to me, that everybody can study and anybody can become a job aspirant, but it's very important that you do certain different things in life. So that is like one of the most positive things that happened with me. Apart from that, first year was, I would say, okay, but second year onwards, I decided that academics is much more important. So, but I tried very hard. I was like a 6 pointer in second year. So I was a 7 pointer. I will have been a 6 pointer, and I've been a 9 pointer. And if given a choice, I will choose 9 pointers every single time, because it opens a lot of doors for you. It opens a lot many doors. I will give you a very good example for that. Third year, after third year and before the start of fourth year, you have to do this thing called internship. And for that internship, there are a lot of good places that you can apply to. There was a friend, a classmate of mine, who was able to apply and get selected for an international internship, and I was not even eligible to apply for that. Not even eligible to apply. That was like a big insult, because they wanted 8.5 pointers, and I just had like what, 7 something written on my mark sheets and my transcripts. That was very, very bad. That day I decided that, oh, all right, now is the time to change. And after that, I scored, I think, 9.73 and 9.5 something. And those were the times where the gold medals would be awarded in, 8.5 pointers in my branch. It was very tough to get pointers back then. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, one, always focus on your academics. All these stories of, hey, I am very much successful, Mark Zuckerberg is very much successful even though he's a dropout. No, he's very much successful despite of being a dropout. Life is incredibly tough. Once you leave an institution and once you do not have a degree, sometimes they serve as a gate pass, and it also helps you network. So I would very highly recommend that get good marks, and at the same time pursue other stuff in life. Starting early has a lot of benefits. Like in first year forming this company, we ran that company till 3 years. By the time I was in fourth year, till that time we ran that company, and that made a huge difference in my life. Why I would say that? One, I learned a lot of leadership skills. We had 10 people. We worked with all those 10 people from different branches and different schools as well. We worked with few people's few schools, and we had to go and physically distribute that. We had 2G Docomo or internet back at that time, and it was very tough to download all stuff from the internet. So I would say that never you will have a perfect time. You will always have to work in scarcity, and always start working on yourself. The topic I am speaking on is divergent career paths. So there are not a single career path to achieve your goal. Number two, self-preneurship. So what do you call a self-preneur or an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur? What is the difference? So entrepreneur is somebody who just like, hey, I have an idea, I'm going to work on it and make that company and then make that company grow. Number two, who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is somebody who goes to a company and takes the goals of that company as his own personal career goals, and he works to make the product of that company, which is not his, he's an employee, and grows them and stays there for like 8-9 years and grows within that company. And who are self-preneurs? This is a very, I'll say, fairly new term, and people who are, those are people who focus more on themselves than some organization or some institute. And you can be an entrepreneur and you can be a self-preneur, and you can be an entrepreneur and you can be a self-preneur. So growing your skills and working on yourself is very important. So moving on, I will just share a little bit of my journey. After that, I got placed, I got an internship, by the way, in IIT Guwahati. I wrote to 400 places. I was so pissed off that I could not even apply to that international scholarship program. It is called Khorana. Anybody who's from biomedical engineering can apply to that. Anybody who's not from biomedical engineering, you can look up called SN Bose internship program and do apply to that, and make sure that you have a pointer of 8.5. Yeah, don't be like me. I made that mistake. Second, after that, I was very much pissed off. I wrote to like 400 different places in the world. whoever will take me. So I got this into this program that was funded by France, and they had an internship opportunity available in IIT Guwahati. So I went over there, and I very quickly realized that what, you can get paid for doing stuff like this. I realized that I was very young, what, third year, and I decided that okay, I will work over there, do some good project, and I will get paid to be staying in that beautiful campus. So that stayed with me. Then I got selected in a company called Mio Sigma, and I was very happy. I was like, yeah, this is a day zero company. Day zero company, if somebody does not know, it's the first company that comes to campus. And in NIT, there is a rule that once you are selected for one company, you cannot sit for any other company. So I got selected in that. 1 year, I was very happy. Before I joined that company, when the time came to join the company, I was like, I'm not cut out for this rigorous schedule. So I left that company. I wanted to do more research. And after that, I went into biomedical engineering, like core biology research. Before that, I was more of a computer science oriented person. So I went into that research, did a lot of research for 6 months. That I got into Harvard's Young Scientist Development Program. And that just like skyrocketed my career after that. And I did my master's. I'm currently doing my PhD in neuroscience. But apart from that, I will say the academics is like 5 to 10% of my life. More of my life is focused around extracurricular activities. If anybody knows, in 2013, NIT Raipur collaborated with, not collaborated, I would say that attempted a world record in Limca Book of World Records for the fastest Rubik's Cube solved by a group of 400 odd NIT Raipur students. And I was the fastest of them all. And that was something that helped me a lot. It was a very good thing on my CV, I would say. Second, Million Minds was a very good thing. So by the first year, I had two very good things on my CV, that I had found my own company, a registered company. Second, I had this Limca Book of World Record that was ascribed to me. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because it's very, very important to have tangible, demonstrable progress. If somebody says that, hey, I'm very good in rangoli making, all right, a lot of people are, and maybe you are the best in the world, but do you have some tangible proof for that? Have you achieved something? That is not what I am asking, but that is what the world will ask, and that is what the world will respect. So if you can get certain a website, or if you can participate in certain competition and win a certificate in it, that would be really, really cool, and that will add a lot of weight not only to your CV but to your self-esteem as well. So what are the career pathways that you can take? One is 4 साल engineering karo. After that, get a placement, sit in some company. mass recruiters bhi aati hain, normal companies bhi aati hain. You can get a good package, you can work in that, and then continue over there. What you can do apart from that, slight divergence from there, is you can work for a company for 2 years and then get a master's degree from, say, India or US, settle in US, continue working for that company, and live a happy life, and perhaps die after that. If that fits you, great. I'm just putting it out. These are the different pathways that a lot of people follow. Another one is completing a bachelor's, deciding that, hey, I'm not going to join any company now because I can join these companies later. What I will do is right now I'll focus on myself, and I will open, say, XYZ company. So that is I think a very good pathway that you can take. But for that, you will need two things. One is approval from your parents. We live in an Indian society. Second is funds. Where do you get those funds? If you are like coming from a very rich family, great. Even those people will fail because they don't have a vision. They will say that, all right, I've graduated out of bachelor's, I'm not going to join my master's, or I'm not going to join any company. What do I do? I will tell you, there is no correct answer for this, but I will tell you from my journey what I did. I joined this company. I realized that on the 5th day that I am not fit for this job. I left that company, and then I moved over to coming back to Raipur. Raipur is my hometown. I stayed with my parents. What I did was I did 6 months of research, got a publication, Then applied to Harvard's Young Scientist Development Program, stayed there for 6 months, and then I decided, wait, I can get some scholarship, get my master's here from India itself, which I got enrolled in, and use all of this time. You don't have to study 24/7, and I can use all of this time, money, and little bit of freedom that I will get to grow my profile. And how did I grow my profile, or rather my CV? Was I was focusing on extracurricular things. I was not just focusing on academics. My academics is now very good after that. But I realized that, hey, if you have talent, or if you are very genuinely passionate about something, people will fund you. People will fund you, and there are always opportunities available. So I applied to a lot of opportunities that were fully funded, and I applied to, like, I think 800 or 900 places, and I got selected in this Google Connect Live program, and that changed a lot of things for me. That skyrocketed my career again. And apart from that, what I also did was look out for opportunities that would give me good mentorship. I had very good mentors in NIT Raipur, but at the same time, it was important for me to find out mentors in different areas. And I found a very good mentor in neuroscience who happens to be a very good friend of mine. And then once I went to US, I realized that I am much more marketable in the US for a couple of reasons. They very highly value entrepreneurship over academics. So my Million Minds experience counted. Nobody valued that, hey, I got placed in the biggest analytics company in Asia. Nobody values it over there. What people valued was I had demonstrable skills in entrepreneurship. I had formed a couple of companies by that time. Second, I had good knowledge of the subject that I was studying. Third, I had certain skills. Like, one of the skills that I think I did a big favor on myself was teaching myself a foreign language. And I went over there, and I was in a room in Google where I was talking to somebody in Spanish. The moment later, I talked to somebody in French and then English. So all of these languages helped me a lot. So when you have demonstrable skills in your arsenal, I feel that people value you, and people respect you, and people want the best out of you. Then I ventured into a little bit of the entertainment industry. I went over there, I made certain connections over there, and I helped people. So it's a two-way road. Nobody will help you if you don't help them, and if you don't have anything to offer in return. So that is what I did. And yeah, I guess that is very much it. So what I'm trying to say here are certain takeaway points for you guys. One, focus more on your goals than the goals of the company or the organization, because at the end of the day, the company can replace you very quickly. Second is start very early. If you are in your first year or second year, start early. Focus on academics. Focus on committees. Try building a good network of people in committees, because committees will teach you a lot. Don't get like over paranoid with it कि नहीं सीसी मेरी जान है, और टेक्नोक्रेसी मेरी like टेक्नोक्रेसी के लिए ही मैं पैदा हुआ था. Not like that, but yeah, be involved in that. You have got good committees. New committees are forming. Fifth is making a new mentor in NIT. Come find any good mentor. It can be your senior, it can be a PhD student, it can be a master student, or it can be even the professors. Professors have always been my great mentors. Find good mentors and document every single achievement that you get. Every single achievement that you get. Like, if you are good at making rangoli and you win something, go and put that on your LinkedIn. It is good for two reasons. One, it grows your CV, and it is good for your self-esteem. Whenever you are down, you can just like go and look at your CV. So what I do is I document every single CV that I have made till date. And whenever I'm just like down and I feel that, hey, I'm not doing good enough in life, I'll just go and take a look at my CV. That, all right, things should be adding on my CV. I should be good at this. I should be good at this. I should be good at sports, stuff like that. Whatever you do, make sure you document, and make sure that you maintain a very strong online presence. Why am I telling you this? Why? Because NIT Raipur's alumni base is older than even IT Bombay. So very few institutions in India have an alumni base as old and as diverse as NIT Raipur to use. So use it to the absolute maximum. I'm very bad at just speaking when I don't have feedback from other people. So yeah, at this point I would like to take a short break, and I like to ask certain I would like love to take certain questions from you guys. You guys would have gone through my profile, and I would love to have certain questions from you guys. Hi, Shreya, are you there?
Sir, I think there's an issue with chair, sir. I'll be holding the meet. There's no
Cool.
problem. So first question, I think a student asked me how and when to start the preparation of job interviews and where to get best career guidelines, sir.
There are two set of skills. One is hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills, you get hired for your hard skills and you get fired for your soft skills. So hard skills can come from, or the technical skills can come from studying your subject and preparing. If you are preparing for, say, a company that wants analytics, so go back, do a homework, get a good internship in that. That would be a very good preparation. And have certain projects, store those projects on some website like GitHub against demonstratable progress. I cannot go and say, you know what, I'm very good in analytics. They are like, अच्छा कोई project दिखाओ. They are like, नहीं नहीं वो मैं अभी बनाया नहीं हूँ, मैं बनाऊंगा. You are not gonna get hired that way. Second is focus on your soft skills. One way of doing that is collaborating with your classmates, doing mock GDs, doing mock interviews. Go to the humanities department and put forward a proposal that, hey, we want to do this, and would you be very kind enough to come to us and guide us. So that is what we did when we were in fourth year, and that was very much helpful to us. Another thing is, do not think that your success gets lessened when other person succeed. So I feel that there is no point in considering your classmates as competitors. The best form of success is when everybody succeeds. So help other people, coach them. If you are very good in soft skills, or if you are very good in your hard skills, coach them. And the third most important point is, I'm not just I'm just thinking that your question is not limited to placements, but it is also like it also covers off-campus interviews. So how do you land off-campus interviews is using your alumni network to the fullest. So I think these three are the good preparations for a job interview.
Yeah, sir. Thank you for all those points, sir. There's one more question, I think, sir. Many students ask me, sir. Career opportunities in abroad, sir. Everyone asks me the same question because it's a really important question when we are talking about things stuff in online, sir.
Mhm. All right. So career opportunities abroad are very high, and anybody can get that. If anybody thinks that money is a problem, no, money is not a problem. If you have the talent, you will get funded. Even if you don't have the talent, you will land some scholarship or the other, or you can always take loans. So it's easy to get that. There's lesser competition over there, and they need good people like us. We are hardworking Indians. I have come across the fact that Indians are one of the hardest working peoples out there. So the career opportunities are very good. I will talk especially about US because I've spent more time in the US. So what is the easiest way of going to US and what is the quickest way of going to the US? The answer to both of the questions is do a master's degree from abroad. If you can get an internship abroad, nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. It will give you a lot of exposure even before you have graduated. Very few people get a chance like that. So focus on getting an internship. If not, as soon as you complete your bachelor's, just go and get a master's from abroad. Apply. Any college would do, as long as you are in the ecosystem. That is going to help you. After that, a couple of years in masters, you will get to stay back for 3 years in US. It is called OPT. and you will not need H1B visa, so you can stay back for 3 years after that. So I think that is your best shot, the quickest shot, to go over there, do a master's, and then you can explore career opportunities over there. If you ask me, branch specific, biomedical engineering and IT are very highly paid. Your salaries would be very high, and it's a comfortable lifestyle. So unless you are homesick and you want to come back to India, you can always come back to India 5-6 years later once you have had good exposures, once you have printed a lot of money. You can always come back. So there are very good opportunities. Plus, you will have a quicker career growth in US as compared to India in most sectors. Unless you want to stay in government job in India, which is like a totally different stream. I will not speak about that because that is not my expertise. But in the private sector, you will grow very incredibly fast over there if you have good talent. Even if you don't have talent, I would highly recommend going to the US. If somebody wants to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about, somebody wants to know about Europe, there are other countries you can go to. I can say that there are good countries in Europe also, and Australia is also a good option. So yeah, focus on which country would you want to live in. With US, the good thing is it is a meritocracy. It means that if you have the talent, you will be paid, and there's very little ego and there is very little nepotism.
Sir, yes, sir. One more question, sir. What is the probability of success of a startup in the college, sir? Because you started a company basically when you were in the first year, sir. So many students actually have a doubt. This is one of the major doubts, sir.
So generally speaking, most of the startups, or I would rather rephrase it, most of the first time startups fail. That I am an entrepreneur and I make a company. My first company generally will fail, especially with the amount of people starting a company. It has become a trend, but it's okay. It's okay to fail, and I think we should not be afraid of failing. ठीक है, कुछ पैसे जाएंगे, बट यू विल लर्न अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस फ्रॉम इट. वो जो आखिरी में ट्रांसक्रिप्ट मिलती है ना, उसमें 8 मार्कशीट्स लगी रहती हैं. एंड आई फील कि वो जितना एक्सपीरियंस देती है ना, उसका 10x एक्सपीरियंस तुम्हें मिल जाएगा इफ यू स्टार्ट अ कंपनी. So I believe that you should start a company, even though if it fails, it's fine. And what are the chances of succeeding? Well, the chances are very slim, but you will learn a lot. And a failed thing is something called experience in your CV. So I don't see that as a failure at all. And finding a good mentor is very, very important. Find a good mentor. I would say that Saurabh sir, who is the head of innovation cell, was my mentor, continues to be my mentor, and I call him every month or so to discuss where my career trajectory is going. So that helps me a lot. Any other questions? Hi, Aman. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you for that answer, sir. That was really helpful. Sir, can I ask one more question, sir?
Please.
Yes, sir. Sir, how to grab off-campus opportunities in tech sector, sir?
Mm-hmm. So when you apply to off-campus opportunities, they do not have any obligation to entertain you. Why would they entertain you? You are just like a random dude. So how do you approach this entire stuff? One, you should have demonstrable skill. And if you are good in coding, make a good project, post it online. Then start applying to different places. First of all, find out who the key players are in the market, which city has the highest number of good startups and good companies. And believe me, networking helps a lot in this. One is your network's network, and the second one is your own personal network. So what I would recommend is, when you are in your second year or you are in your third year and you get opportunities like Mood Indigo or ये जो और cultural activities होती रहती हैं, try going to Bangalore, try going to Delhi, meet these startup co-founders personally, and pitch your idea that, hey, you know what, I have good skill in this and I would want to come and work for you. That is 1,000 times better than approaching somebody on LinkedIn. So why will I entertain somebody who I have just met online? I would obviously entertain them, and I would like talk to them, but meeting somebody physically has a totally different mindset. So going and physically meeting them would be great. If you cannot do that, what I would recommend is approaching a lot of your seniors. Like, I would say everybody should contact your seniors, especially my batch. They are in good places. My seniors are obviously at great places. And yeah, you can also approach me. You can write to me. And so I know a lot of people. And if I can help you in any way, my network can help you in any way, would be more than happy to help you, not only with off-campus opportunities, but also with like internships as well. And if you want a mentor in entrepreneurship, I can connect you to people I know, and I would be more than happy to help you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that answer, sir. There's one more common question, sir. I think how you joined Harvard Young Scientist Program, and sir, same like this, sir. How to get scholarship for foreign education, sir?
So there are a lot of scholarships available. There's so much fund available. They need people. They need awesome people. It's just about finding those opportunities. How did I apply to this program? It was just an open call. I just applied to it, and most people don't apply because they think मेरा क्या होगा यार इसमें. But yeah, that is the fact. You will see that the acceptance rate in Harvard is what, 4%. UPSC में acceptance rate होता है 0.0001% if you have to become an IAS officer. So the competition is lesser, I would say. In the US, in good universities, what they need is good talent, and what they need is people to apply. First and foremost, I remember when I applied to Harvard's PhD program in computer science back in 2015, I was rejected. But a lot of people told me that, hey, your GRE score is very less. Why are you applying? And I did not get demotivated by it, because at first I felt sad that people have this mentality that people from NIT Raipur cannot directly go to good places like that. And what I did was, next year I was in Harvard Young Scientist Development Program. So what I did was, I just merely applied. I wrote a very good SOP. I wrote a good research paper. I co-authored that research paper and put that research paper also in it. So I think, yeah, these two things.
Yeah, sir.
Whenever you get a good chance, I think that you should exploit it to the absolute maximum. Whenever you get like a good pathway, you should like use it to the absolute maximum. And I will give you a very good example of this. When I went abroad, all of my abroad trips are funded by all these scholarships, all these fellowships that I've got. None of them have been funded by me alone. I did not have to spend a single money out of it. So I realized that people pay for talent, and people will pay if you apply to them. So I think you should apply. That is what.
Yeah, sir.
And
Sir, apart from all the educational sir, things, sir, I need to ask one more question, sir. Sir, you have been to Bollywood and travel many countries, do PhD, and how do you manage all these things, sir?
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, sir. There's a one person, Harsh Ranjan Sinha, sir. He asked this question.
How do I manage this? Like, I will also tell you what else I have done. Please don't consider this as bragging. I'm just like talking about how I manage, or how I used to manage back in the day. So what I also did was, I reviewed, I think, 104 books in 80 days. And that was like my shot to fame. That was my earliest shot to fame. I would read a book every single day. I have read it for, I think, 4 or 5 years. This year I haven't read much book. So what I do follow is a very precise routine. I would break my routine, or living hours, awake hours, not living hours. So I would break them in 15-minute slots. So I'm going to be awake for 16 hours. What I will do is break them into 15-minute slots. And I will prioritize stuff that this is important, this is important, this is important. I'm going to follow all of these, and I will also be flexible with my schedule. So with my PhD, I follow my rigorous routine with my PhD. But at the same time, whenever I get a chance to go abroad, I'm like, all right, this is like schedule number 1 is on hold. Schedule number 2 is going to be executed. And in the nights, I would practice my Duolingo so that I can master whatever language I'm learning. Then I'm currently learning this 10-meter air rifle shooting. So I take out like 2 hours for that. So every living moment, or every awake moment rather, I have like planned that out. So that helps. Plus, still had determination to continue that. So I think it's easy. It's easy once you have done it for like 2 years.
Sir, I think experience tells all of the things, sir. We'll also get some of these things from you, sir. Sir, one more question, sir. What motivated you even when not getting branch sliding, sir? Because many students feel like that just sliding is all thing that they need, sir. When they fail, sir, they just lack motivation and just say, "अब नहीं हो पाएगा मेरे से."
Mhm. Yeah. So I will tell you that I failed back when I was in ninth, no, not ninth, 11th grade. 11th grade, I failed in mathematics. My mom is a mathematics professor or a lecturer rather. And I had never failed in exams or anything. I was very much disheartened by that. But again, that was a very good thing because I got conditioned to fail. I was like very sad for a couple of months when I failed in half yearly, and I was like, nahi, ab to kuch karna padega. And then I failed again in my final exams. Thankfully, हमारा aggregate hota tha, so I did not get a supplementary. Then I went to Kota. First, I did not clear IIT. I was very sad again. I was like, nahi, ये तो सही नहीं हुआ life में. Went to Kota, gave IIT, Triple E. AI Triple E में I was the closing rank. No, I was the second closing rank, last second person to enter into NIT Raipur after taking a year drop, and then I could not slide. So yeah, a lot of failures, and you have to get used to those successes. Rather, those failures, because those are the stepping stone for successes. Nobody will remember 1,000 failures. All it takes is just one success to overturn all those failures. So yeah, you will get demotivated. You can't escape that fact. But always remember that life is very, very, very big. किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला कि तुम कौन सी ब्रांच से आते हो. किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा कि M1 M2 में तुम्हारे कितने मार्क्स आए थे. फर्क पड़ेगा तो तुम्हें. Sometimes we suffer in our own imagination more than we suffer in actuality. Sometimes we do not assess our life. We think that अब तो सब खत्म यार, मतलब अब तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I'm stuck in this field. No, you can always change your career pathways. For example, KFC was started by somebody who was 63 years old. So don't tell me it's very late. And I believe that there is always something that you can do. There's always something you can do. If you are, say, stuck in a branch, you have zero interest in civil and you are stuck in that branch, you should be like, all right, मुझे इतना कर लेना चाहिए कि मैं इसमें पास हो जाऊं. I have zero interest in this and I know that मेरे को मार्क्स से भी कोई लेना देना नहीं है. मेरे को पता है कि मैं लाइफ में ऐसा कुछ करूंगा, कि मेरा विजन ऐसा है, that I am not going to utilize these marks. So focus all those time and energy on building a business, on building your profile, growing your brand, something like that. So yeah, get used to failures, man. Get used to failures. I was seeing this TEDx talk last year. There's this one guy who goes out and looks for 1,000 different failures in a year. So he's conditioning himself to fail. And I remember this Harivansh Rai Bachchan's quote where he said that man ka hua to acha, man ka nahi hua to aur acha. So if I had sled, maybe my life would have been different. I wouldn't have gone to these good places, to all these red carpet events in Hollywood, met with these awesome people. A lot of that didn't have happened. Like Elon Musk being a second connection, Jack Dorsey being a second connection, all of this wouldn't have happened. So yeah, कई बार जब चीजें आपके अकॉर्डिंग नहीं होती है, don't get demotivated. You can always overcome that. Hi, Aman, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am here, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I think let's move towards the next question.
Mhm.
Yeah, sir. It's a little bit funny question, but I think, sir, it's important, sir. Like you just said, you know a little, too many languages, sir. I think 13 or 14 something, sir. What advice would you like to give us as a learning a new language, sir?
Ah, I can speak 12, but I can remain silent in any language of the world. So that's a good question. If you want to learn a language, please don't learn it from the point of view that I would I should learn this because everybody else is learning. That is a very bad strategy. You can do that, but I think that's a waste of time, because I will tell you that most of the people who study Sanskrit, I was also one of those guys. I studied Sanskrit for 3 years, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I was miserable at it, absolutely miserable. I was pathetically poor in Sanskrit. I would just memorize it, go out there, jot down whatever I learned. That's it. I never learned a single thing. You ask me Devi, Devo, Deva, Devam, Devo, Devan. इसके आगे कुछ नहीं आता मुझे. And I thought that हो गया बस. This is the end of my polyglot journey. मैं इसके अलावा दो ही language English and Hindi. That's it. I can't learn any other language. But I went to Germany. Before that, those people taught me a little bit German. I was like, yeah, cool. When I went and interacted with those people, I spoke very little German. But very quickly, I realized that, hey, this is a good pathway and this is a good gateway. When you speak the language, people open up to you more quickly and you get to know a lot more about them. So I'm very much interested in knowing people's story. That's the reason I came back. For 5 years, I learned it through Google Translate. Then I got online resources like Duolingo, Memrise. So I completed German. And then I went a bit further. I started learning Spanish. A lot of people told me, who were my classmates, hey, why don't you learn French, man? French is more aesthetically, or like, it's pleasing to the ear. It's also, like heard and spoken in like United Nations, and it is going to be very beneficial for your career. I was like, I'm not interested in any of that. What I'm interested in is I feel a connect with that language, and I feel that I want to connect with the people who speak those languages, and I know that one day I'm going to be traveling to those countries, and this is going to make a big difference in my life and in my career. So I learned Spanish, and then I learned French, and then I learned Italian, and then I just like learned any language that I connected with. So I will never learn a language from a point of view that this language is the most spoken language, so I should learn this. No, I learn a language because I develop an interest into the people of that country, and I think that has served me well. And second thing is, if you ask me what are the advices, I would like to give you, if you are into anime, start Japanese. If you are into K-pop, start Korean. That is like a different script, but you can start. And believe me, language learning is a thing that you have to do only once in your life. Your fluency can come and go, that's all okay, but you have to learn this thing only once. It is like swimming. If you learn swimming when you are like 5 years old, and I throw you into a swimming pool at 70 years old, you have not swam for like 65 years, you will still learn. You will still know how to swim. So you will save your life. And believe me, that's a good tactic when it comes to language learning as well. And if you want to be really analytical about it, start with a language that you think that is going to help in your career. If you are into, say, mechanical engineering and you want to move into automotive engineering, find out which country has that. The answer is Germany. Learn German. If you want to go and work for Ferrari, that is a requirement that you have to speak Italian. So go and start learning Italian. In college, there is not a lot of pressure. You can learn these languages at home at your own pace. And when you learn these things at your own pace, they are much better than somebody teaching you संस्कृत मार मार के पढ़ा रहा है कि ये देखो ऐसे चार ठो और चार के आठ होते थे है ना, ये तत्सम तद्भव, whatever was that. So I learned it to interact with other people. So my motivation was different. I did not I have zero certifications in any language. I have zero certifications. I don't have a certification in Hindi, but I speak Hindi. I have no certification in English, but I speak English. So, and it is a skill that is highly respected in the world. Very, very few people can speak more than one language. We are very much blessed that we are born in India. We are bilingual by birth and trilingual if you are born in a family which also has a third language like Marathi or Bengali. So you are trilingual by birth. And the third thing is take down notes, take down a lot of notes. Anything that you listen, you will forget. But it's good to take down notes. It's good to follow a structure. Duolingo gives you that good structure. Memrise gives you a good structure. Follow those things and interact with people. And I would welcome anybody who is trying to learn. Currently, I'm learning Arabic. Anybody who's like interested in Arabic, reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you. I am decently good in Spanish. So I have like been to Mexico a couple of times, and Spanish has worked a lot of wonders for me. It has opened a lot of doors for me. I remember going to Harvard and attending a class over there, and then I met this one guy. We talked for 5 minutes, and I was like, "Your name sounds Latin American." So he's like, "Yeah, I'm Mexican." I was like, "Oh, you hablas español?" And he's like, "Yeah. How do you speak Spanish?" No, I have heard that accent for the first time. I was like, "Yeah, I come from India, and not a lot of people in India speak Spanish." And then we became very good friends. So he's like, "Do you want to attend this class also?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Nikki or Pooch. So we became good friends. Language is a very good way of connecting with people, and it opens a lot of doors for you.
Okay, sir. I think that's a lot of information coming from languages, sir. I don't think so many students go for that line, sir. That is really impressive about you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, yeah, sir. How to build a strong network, sir? This is a question Yasmin Mahil asked, sir. Sorry for the name issue.
How do you build a strong network? Start early. One, if you have a family that is connected, go and personally show up, talk to people, go and physically attend events. So for example, you are right now going to be coming back. I'm told that you guys are going to be coming back to Raipur and NIT Raipur. So there are a lot of events happening in Raipur. Go and talk to people, go and physically meet them, maintain a strong social presence, that is like LinkedIn. Okay, Instagram is fine. Okay, like I'm also connected with a lot of people on Instagram, but LinkedIn is one of the major places where you go for networking for careers and jobs. So make your Instagram look really good, LinkedIn really good, and the second one is applying for opportunities in different parts of the country. And if you get one abroad, that's very good. Write mails to professors, befriend them on Facebook, not with a purpose, but also be curious that if you are very much curious about knowing about someone's work, what I generally do is I would be reading some research paper and I'm like, oh, this guy has done like an awesome job with this research paper. What I will do is I quickly open my Gmail, send a congratulatory email. I read your work. You are man awesome in this. That's it. I will spread positivity that way and just like congratulate them. That's it. So I don't go looking out to make networks, but it is a byproduct of your personality. It's a byproduct of your talent, and it's a byproduct of your intent. My intent is always to encourage people. I don't get a lot of, I will not get any money out of moving somebody forward, but I think it's a good deed and we should do that. A lot of people help me in life. That is the reason I keep giving lectures like this and keep sharing whatever little I know. So that is the way you network. And all the people who are in my professional network and in my career network, what I do is if they invite me to a certain event, I would make sure that I go to that event. If somebody has a birthday, if somebody has their child's birthday, so going to those little events, I would write cards to a lot of people. So yeah, that is how you maintain a network. And it's always a two-way flowing road. If you write to somebody in a manner that you look exploitating, that you want to use them as a social or a financial or a career ladder, I don't think that is a good thing. You should not do that. And people are smart. People will figure out that, hey, you are trying to use me to get to a certain place. So I would say that don't build networks, but rather build friendships. And I've achieved that in the last 5, 6 years. I was not very good at it before that, but I made a lot of friends. I would say that now I have friends in like 150 odd countries. So I can just like call people up and say that, hey, I'm in Indonesia. I'm in Bali. Like, are you also here? Let's hang out. Let's chill out. And that is the way you grow contacts. And what happens is you might know that this rule that any person on this earth is connected to any other person with just 7 degrees of separation maximum. So India is also a funny place. You take any two random people here, put them in a room, and they will figure out within 5 minutes how they are related. Oh, अच्छा आप शर्मा जी को जानते हैं? शर्मा जी का बेटा हमारे बेटे के साथ पढ़ा हुआ है. All of stuff like that works not only in India but also that works abroad. So I have been able to make connections because I went there, because I interacted with a lot with people, and yeah, it's a two-way road. I want the best for them, and they want the best for me. And I would say that you should also utilize me to the absolute maximum. I'm an alumni of this college, and I'm always eager to help new people. That is how this entire stuff will move forward. Our institute will go to greater heights if we contribute. So I'm always open to connecting with young people. And I would say that please connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you see that anybody who is my connection will also become your second connection. So If you want any help, just write out to me. I would be more than happy to. And I think that almost all your seniors are more than happy to help you guys. So use us to the maximum advantage to grow your network.
Yeah, sir. Thank you for that information, sir. I think, sir. Let us see if any other questions are left up from my side, sir.
Also, one good thing I would say
Sir.
about network is, I'll just quickly add that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
networks should not be unidimensional, that you are in analytics तो भैया तुम्हारे सारे के सारे networks analytics में वो that's not a good thing. What you should rather do is make multiple networks. Like I have a good strong network in modeling field, I have good strong network in entrepreneurship field. I know a lot of people who are like struggling in acting, and who are not struggling, I would say they are like growing in acting. I know some filmmakers. I know filmmakers who work at Netflix, who are story producer. My roommate was a story producer at Netflix. So it's very important to have like diverse kind of contacts, diverse group of people, because you never know, you might need somebody and that person might need you. I will tell you a very interesting story. I was staying with this good friend of mine who is a story producer for street food, uh, which is on Netflix. You can go and check it out sometime. Uska India wala jo episode that was done by my friend. He is an awesome guy. So last summer when I was there, he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to this birthday party of my friend?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? I would love to." Went there and I came to realize that, oh, this is the girl that I have seen in Grey's Anatomy. She's an actress in that. Through there, when I was there was this one other lady who was from Hawaii, and she said that, "Hey, I've seen you in this Google advertisement video. Were you the same guy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm that guy." So she said that, "Since you are from India, can you help me with a small project that I'm doing?" I was like, "Yeah, more than happy to do that." And I helped her with the script and whatever insights and questions she had about India. So I helped her. I did not charge anything for her. I was just like, yeah, just it's a good favor that I wanted to do. I did that. And then she told me that, "Hey, you know what? I also was an assistant director in this movie. You want to come to the red carpet event? A lot of people would love to meet you, and you would love to meet all those amazing people." I was like, "Oh, wow, why not?" So, yeah, that is the way you network. That is the way you grow, by being selfless and helping other people help you. Yeah, man, you can go with the next question. Are you there, Aman?
Yes, sir. I am here, sir. I was reading the questions actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah, one question, sir. Apart from all these educational or some like, there's one question, sir, about the life, sir. What is the purpose of life, sir? So one student asked us, sir. I don't think, sir, that's a normal question, but if you can answer.
Purpose of life. Okay, that's a very deeply psychological question and philosophical question, rather. Uh, yeah, I was not having questions like this when I was in first year or second year. So, one of the major things that you should know, what is your purpose in life? It's the hardest thing to know. I will tell you a little bit about myself. How did I figure out what is my purpose in life? I figured that achievements give me pleasure, and learning new things gives me pleasure. Doing things that seem impossible give me pleasure. So the purpose for me was clear, that I want to live an emotionally rich life and achieve things that matter to me personally. Getting a PhD mattered to me. Being comfortable in front of the camera mattered to me. Interacting with a lot of people mattered to me. So I think that is the purpose of my life. I want to speak uh, 30 languages before I turn 30. At this rate, it's not happening. But I, I will like speak 30 languages at least when I am like before I'm 40. So these are the purposes in my life currently, and these will change. These will change. Your purposes in life will change depending upon your age and your experiences. So that's a very deeply philosophical question. You should ponder a lot about that. I hope you get an answer to that, man. I don't have a clear cut answer for you.
Yeah, sir, that's enough, I think, sir. And all the students who are asking about sir's LinkedIn profile or other profiles, I think there's all of the things are there in the description. Please go and check it out. So you may continue.
My LinkedIn profile, they're asking.
Yeah, sir. I just pinned it in the description, sir, so that they can just check it out, sir.
Yeah, same with Instagram. I think it is also mentioned. You can mention my Instagram. So one of the best social networks out there right now is Instagram. I'm not a big fan of Instagram, but I've learned to use it nevertheless. Quite active over there. You can connect with me there as well, and would be more than happy to talk to you guys about that. There's a good reading. There's a good quote rather that I read. That was good reading is good breeding. So in this day and age of a lot of YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, I would say that please learn to read good books, books that match your interest, and also the ones that do not match your interest. Try reading. It's a good habit. It will make the difference between an average person and a great person. Good leaders are great readers. I would very highly recommend that everybody should start reading. I look book
Okay, yes, sir.
some people approach me and tell me that, hey, you read a lot of books. I'm like, yeah. They are like, have you read this book? I was like, yes. They're like, इसकी summary बता सकते हो क्या? तो मुझे I don't want to read that. I was like, yeah, I can tell you that, but it's not a good thing. You should learn to read it yourself.
Yeah, sir. Of course, we will prefer to read a book that is recommended by you, sir. No problem.
किसी के पास ऐसे वाइल्ड ख्यालात नहीं है क्या लाइफ में कि यार मेरे को पॉलिटिक्स में जाना है? किसी के ऐसे ख्यालात नहीं है क्या कि मुझे आर्टिस्ट बनना है, मुझे पेंटर बनना है, कि एनआईटी आने के बाद ये सब खत्म हो गया क्या? किसी का कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे एक्टिंग में जाना है, किसी को मॉडलिंग में जाना है? यू कैन मेक अ करियर आउट ऑफ इट एंड यू विल मेक शिट लोड्स ऑफ money in this, much more than you will make working for some company. So if anybody has a question like that, would love to take that, entertain that question, man. Because most people don't know that if they are if they love art, how to make a career in that, and you can make good amount of money in that, not just in art, like
Yeah, sir. I think, sir, there would be many people who would be really interested in acting skills, sir. But I don't think so. There might be many politicians. That's a
so if you are an aspiring politician, reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you.
Sir, yes, sir. About how about the professors, sir? How did they supported you, sir? I wanted to ask this question, sir.
So every professor has a different way of working. One, we live in India, so we cannot be disrespectful. We should not be disrespectful to our professors because they are old and older than us. So sometimes you will see in movies, like when I went to Germany, I realized that there's a different way. There is a very casual way of interacting with the professor. Although that is okay in some cases. Professors held me in a lot of ways. One, they my mentor was like 10 years older to me. He was fairly young. He was 30, I was 20, and I went to him directly to ask a lot of questions. And with whatever work he gave me, I would work diligently on it. And I found the professors that had the same temperament and same vision as me. Some professors had an interest in entrepreneurship. Some professors had an interest in research. Some professors had an interest in academics. Some professors had an interest in extracurricular activities like dancing, painting, or whatever. So I found the ones that matched my niche. There are different professors. There are a lot of good professors in NIT Raipur. And not just NIT Raipur. If you are in Raipur, Raipur is a very unique place in India. It has an HNLU, it has an NIT, it has triple IT, it has IIT. Everything is like located in very close proximity. Science college is there, so you can just like go and talk to a lot of good people over there. And how they helped me was, one more thing was, I found the niche professor that who was interested in listening to those ideas of mine, and I would just like go and randomly tell him. Even these days, I would go and tell him that, sir, I'm gonna start a hedge fund. Sir, I'm gonna do this. Sir, I'm gonna do that. And you want people who would say why not instead of why do you want to do this. They should say, hey, why not? Like, do you want me to connect you to somebody for this? According to my experience, you need this, and these are the failure conditions that you can fail. But yeah, like, go ahead, I'm with you. So you need people to believe in you. So I will say that there are a lot of good professors out there in NIT, in triple IT, in other IITs also. So it's just about connecting with them.
Sir, yeah, sir, that was really fabulous, sir. I think our professors are as good as you said, sir. And sir, one more question, sir. What are your plans for the next 5 years, sir? If possible, can you please speak?
Uh, that's a tough one. I will skip that question. I will just like give a very cursory answer to that. I have few goals in mind, and one of the major goals is to learn more languages. Career wise, I have some other careers and some other projects in mind that I would love to work on. So yeah, I think I would leave it to that. Also, I would quickly mention that I have certain good project ideas, and I would love to work with people who have good technical skills, or anybody who is interested in working on good projects. If, come and talk to me if the project makes sense to you. You don't need to even have skills in that. Say, for example, I have a little bit interest in art, digital art. So anybody who is interested in working in a digital project, learn Blender, come to me, speak, give me a call sometime. We'll talk about it. Would love to work with you. Yeah. Another one of my major goals is to visit all the 193 countries of the globe. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, but that's what happened.
Yeah, sir, that's really fabulous, sir. Visiting countries, sir, one of my dreams also, sir. Sir. Next question, sir. How many books did you read approximately, and when did you start it, sir?
How many books have I read till date?
Yes, sir.
I've read 1800 books till date. Around, yeah, roughly around 1800 books. I started when I was maybe like, I think the earliest book that I can remember, not like वो चाचा चौधरी और चंपा की इनको हटा दिया जाए तो my first book was maybe like eighth grade. Yeah, I had moved to Holy Cross Kappa. That is where I had my first book. I read my first book, and they had 120 goosebumps in my library. I read all of them, and till date I've read like 1800 books, and I've reviewed, I think, what, more than 1200 books. I will have to look at the exact number, but I have reviewed a lot of books. So I have a bed in which I have stored. So it's like a bed that moves out, and you can put clothes in it. So I have, instead of putting clothes, I have a bed full of books. So I sleep on like probably around 1200 books. So yeah, that is my journey with literature, and I still read. I have got a Kindle for myself whenever I am on a plane. Instead of scrolling through Instagram reels and all of that, I focus on reading more. I use Instagram a lot, but whenever I'm alone, instead of just like mindlessly rolling it, whenever I'm at the airport, whenever I'm in the flight, I spend a lot of time of my life on the airports and flights. And I will take my Kindle with me. It's good to educate yourself. And I read fiction more than non-fiction. So yeah, fiction teaches you a lot of good things. And if anybody needs a good book recommendation, would be happy to follow you on Goodreads.
I think so. Thank you for the answer, sir. I think it was really fabulous. 1800 books, sir. I can't even imagine, sir.
Uh, uh, Anything that you're passionate about, you will find a way of doing that. Okay, if somebody asked me what are my goals in the next 5 years, I'm not sure I should say that this is something that I want to do in the next 5 years, but probably in the next 10 years, I want to be the first person I'm not the first person. I just want to go to space. So yeah, it would be good to go to space and have, have the experience of watching the planet from outside. So I'm pretty serious about it, and yeah, I will find out. Right now, I have not find out how will I do that, but I've written to a few people, and I hope I can go to space sometime.
Yeah, sir, that's a really diverse option, sir. I think you will go. Just continue, sir. Your dream will come true, sir.
Yeah, I think nothing is impossible. For example, I was always an ambitious kid. I was very ambitious when I was in NIT Raipur, but if somebody would have given me a time capsule and I would have been able to see my Instagram or would have been able to talk to me in 2022, I would have just like lost my marbles. I was like, okay, मुझे पता था कि थोड़ा बहुत सक्सेस आएगा लेकिन इतना और इस तरीके से आ जाएगा. I would have been surprised. And right now, it is nothing. It, the craziest dream that you have is achievable. You only need one person to believe in you, and that is the man in the mirror. If you believe in your dreams, you work hard for it. The universe conspires to get it to you.
Thanks for the answer, sir. I think anything from your side, sir?
I think I'm done. I just gave a very cursory look into my journey, and I also shared some good pointers with you. And I would say reiterate few things. One is failing and failing early is very important. Getting desensitized to failures is again a very important thing. Finding a mentor is the second most important thing that we should do. Do not ignore your academics, focus on that. Start up early. If you want to start up, there is no obligation. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. If you want to start up, great. If you don't want to start up, don't get into this peer pressure कि यार सभी startup खेल रहे हैं मुझे भी startup करना चाहिए. Don't do that. Grow your CV, grow your skills, have a diverse group of skills, join committees, and build your brand. I think on that note, I'll take your leave. It was very great interacting with you guys. And if anybody has any other questions, please reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn. We'll be more than happy to talk to you. If somebody has an interest in doing any project with me, I would love that, man. Always, always love that. If you have any good project that you think I can contribute to, or if you want to work on any of my existing projects, I currently will also just say that I'm working on few projects in neuroscience, working on machine learning. This is an interest that is slowly developing. So if you have an interest in machine learning, image processing, computer vision, these are the areas that I'm currently looking at. So if anybody wants to come and develop a project with me, great. If anybody has an interest in management fields, please reach out to me. We'll be more than happy to talk about that. Right now, I don't want to talk about that project to everybody because it's something that everybody would be interested in. But if you are, please share my number with them or please share my Instagram with them. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys.
Yes, sir. I think, yes, sir. The session was really wonderful, sir. We were really delighted to hear you throughout the session, sir. We hope that after your informative session, we would see more and more aspiring entrepreneurs from our college. And we are really looking forward to have an offline meet with you, sir, if possible, sir. Thank you for your valuable time, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye. And I would also thank you for taking over the session and also to Shreya for starting and moderating the session very well. You guys did an awesome job. And my best wishes are always with you guys. Bye bye.
Yes, sir. Thanks for all those things, sir. Bye. Everyone, I think it's all for today. Anurag, you can end the meet, please.